Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise and welcome to From the Depths, BetaTest update 3.4.4. And this is one of those updates that at first glance doesn't appear to change very much, and then once you look at it again, it's like, actually wow, this changes a hell of a lot. So you'll notice that we've got a little propeller plane, and it's flying along quite fast, but it appears to have a daddy blade on the front, except it's not a daddy blade. The two major changes in this update, and even if you forget about everything else, this is the important one, is that daddy blades are gone. They've been replaced with a custom propeller system, and drills have been made much better. So that's both steam drills and simple drills, and like spin block rams, as in like rams on rotating spin blocks, have been made a little bit more sensible. Also wings have changed. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It is time to sit back, relax, watch this little propeller plane blow things up, the Marauder basically, and let's get to it. So, reading from the patch notes, what is update to this? This update brings numerous changes and tweaks to blocks such as propellers, steam cranks, custom control surfaces, drills, hydrofoils, and rams. So, the changelog. Additions, drills. There is now a 3x3x1 drill head added for medium crankshafts, 3x3x3 drill extension, and 3x3x6 drill head added for large. 5x5, 5x5x1, and 7x1 drill heads added for large. And 5x5 one drill head added for simple drills. So if we hop into the build menu, so starting with simple weapons, go to the drills tab. There's this new big drill piece right here, which, wait, why can I not place it anywhere? Oh, here we go. And we're gonna fall out of the sky probably if we put that there, so let's not do that. And if we hop over to steam engines, hop over to medium, you'll see we've got these wide drill bits, and also wheel. I think that's new as well. And hop over to the large gearbox. You see you have much bigger things, and we've got these very wide drill bits that by the looks of it, they just it's just placeholder mesh and texture because they look identical to the simple drills. Actually, let's actually get a good look at them. See, there's the 5x5, and there's the 7x7, and our plane is falling out the sky. Our plane has a hat now. And now it doesn't. Alrighty. Options. It is now possible to change which display from the depths is showing on. I'm not going to do that. I have two displays. But yeah, that option is there in case you want to... I'm not sure, well, honestly, it depends on what you want. It depends on what display you want to play with. Propellers! So, that is this thing on the front here. And oh, this is interesting. I should mention as well, this thing is just using a 5x5 new propeller system, and it's moving at over 70 meters per second. So these things are actually very strong, which means that actual decent propeller planes are now viable now. You don't have to do wacky things in order to make them work and make them fly fast, which is good news because I like propeller planes. And the siren in the back agrees with me. Okay, let's see here. Base output is 140 thrust per blade per area. Power use is 3.5 per blade per area. If a block is in the way of a blade, the propeller stops working. Longer blades change speed slower. Hubs with more blade arms change speed slower. Max length for blades is 15, so you can't go completely nuts with them. The output, but not the power use, for every given cell is reduced by 25% for each direction. If its up-downside points inside the swept area of at least one other propeller. Spin blocks are also checked, so you can't do spin block shenanigans with this. Output, but not power use for any given cell, is reduced by 50% if it's blocked in one direction, by 100% if it's blocked in both directions. Vents and similar blocks count as 25% obstruction, so you can't do wacky things with vents and ducts. Spin blocks are also checked. Overall, propellers with good clearance are a very good form of propulsion, and the parts are a small part of the cost, so can be made redundant. Parts. Propeller hub has 1000 health, 60 armor, 100 weight, 100 materials. Propeller blades have 600 health, 60 armor, and 50 weight, 50 material. So they're actually pretty durable, which means that your propeller planes aren't going to be particularly... Well, they're not going to be more vulnerable than jets. And that's probably a good thing, because you pretty much have to stick these things outside. You can't really have internal anything, really. Propellers are affected by air density, so that means they don't work in space. Similar to Daddy Blades, but roughly 1 order of magnitude stronger, much more durable, can't be turned from negative 100% to 100% around instantly, and have strict replacement rules. Thrust output and power usage is based on the area covered by each individual plane line attached. So, basically, what that means is these things have to go on the outside. They are very strong. You'll see the total area this thing covers is... Deacon's hell, that confused me. It's got all these stats here, which is very, very handy. And you see that the average clearance is around 70%, because it is counting things behind it as blocking it. So these things are interesting. They get blocked both forwards and backwards. So if you place blocks here, you'll see that, let's see here, blocking them forward and backwards is generally a bad idea. You do this. See, there it's calculated. The average clearance is less, so now it will go slower. So basically, the more air these things are exposed to, the more effective and efficient they are. So you kind of want to stick them out, and with longer blades. But 15 meters is the limit. You can't do that. I should also mention that these things can utterly replace Daddy Blades. So you'll see here, you have these things, and Daddy Blades are gone. But for those of you who are panicking, the old Daddy Blades still work, they're just not placeable blocks anymore. And I can demonstrate that with my friend here. My goodness, there's a lot of sirens outside. It's anticipating the comment section rioting. So here's an old helicopter I've made. One of my favorites, actually. It looks beautiful. And you'll see that Daddy Blades are still working. They're still exactly as they're supposed to be. But they have that tooltip that says obsolete, can't be placed anymore. So if I hit R on this, maybe you can hear it. So I can't select that at all. I really wish the police would... Is that the police or something else? I don't know. Man, you guys picked a bad time to solve crime. Or maybe I just picked a bad time to record. How's that for entitlement? Solve crime another day, please. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about other things. Alright, steam crank connections. Crank motor efficiency down from 0.75 to 0.65 kinetic energy per power. Parallel steam crank wheel with the same size and RPM limit can be connected within 6/8/10/12 meters. So that's small, 1x1, medium, 3x3, medium, 3x3. Large wheels? Okay. I didn't understand what I just read. When connected to wheel attached to other gearboxes / transmissions / crank motors, the crankshaft share energy. If one part is destroyed, the other can take over. When connected to wheels not belong to any other crankshaft, the new connection will act as part of the parent crankshaft. When multiple propellers or drills are attached to the same transmission group, the drive request with the highest absolute value will be used by all transmissions. When multiple transmission outputs are merged, their transmission power is summed. Okay, I didn't really understand much of that at all. Let's have a look in here. I don't know. What are these wheels supposed to do? Allows connection between multiple medium shafts. What are you talking about? Seriously, what are you talking about? Do I need to mess around with it? Okay, so I have not messed around with that, and I probably should have, but I'm getting the sense that's basically a handy way to do extra things with steam. I don't know, propellers are more interesting. Changes. This is the interesting bit. Alright, so first up is some APS changes. Did we run out of Marauders? We totally did. This will not do. Go bomb that, please. Alright, where were we? Alright, so APS changes. Heat secondary body for APS is only 70% of a head now. The final power is unchanged beyond the 5% base buff. Hash base power up by 11%. Heat base power up by 5%, so heat and hash is a little bit stronger. Squash and shape charge base power increased by 15% for APS only. Missile heat is the same. Campaign. At the maximum difficulty level, the player's faction strength is now overestimated by times 3 plus 5 million rather than times 10 plus 10 million. So the AI, I guess, goes a bit easier on you. There is a new slider for diplomacy/strategic AI aggressiveness. This used to be included in design difficulty slider. You can now have a more diplomatic campaign against the hardest vehicles, or all-out war but with easy vehicles. So basically they've split up the difficulty slider so that you can have the design difficulty and the AI aggressiveness is now separate. So you can kind of have swarms of easy vehicles come and get you, or just fewer harder vehicles, or any combination of the two. Control surfaces. Air control surfaces now have the same drag custom rudders have. Alright, so they've probably got more drag. Custom control surfaces. 2 to 4 meter pivots added for custom control surfaces. I have never played with custom control surfaces, so I'm in the dark a little bit here. 1 to 4 meter pivots and a 2 meter shaft pivot added for custom rudders. 2 to 4 meter rectangular plates added for custom rudders. Interesting. Custom control pivot base health up from 100 to 200. Armor from 1 to 20. Weight from 2.5 to 20. Cost from 5 to 30. Custom control surface base health up from 100 to 200. Armor from 1 to 15. Weight from 2.5 to 15. Cost from 5 to 20. Custom control surfaces give 50% more thrust in air than custom rudders. Okay, cool, that makes sense. Custom control surfaces now also add drag based on their force output. Custom control surfaces turn 3 times as fast as a custom rudder of the same size. Custom rudder base health up from 35 to 400. Armor up from 15 to 50. Weight from 4 to 80. Cost from 1 to 30. Custom rudder blocks using multiple cells now also provide more force. Custom rudder pivot base health is 500. Armor is 50. Weight is 100. Cost is 50. Custom rudders give 100% more thrust in water than custom control surfaces. Okay, cool, that makes sense. Force output up by roughly 1 order of magnitude for both custom control surfaces and custom rudders. Okay, so they're much more powerful now. New common code for custom control surfaces and custom rudders. Both can be used as simple plates on spin blocks or with their own pivot blocks. Gotcha! Daddy blades! We already know this. Removed from the inventory and can't be saved into loaded from prefabs. Existing vehicles keep working as before, replaced with propellers. So that's probably just to buy people time to retrofit all their Daddy Blade based designs, in particular all the campaign craft which use them, and a lot of them use them. Geez, like a lot of Grey Talons things are gonna have to be changed now. Drills. Simple drill and steam drill special hit detection merged and fixed. Both are faster and more consistent. Simple drill power outputs convert power to kinetic energy. Torque amplifiers reduce max rotation, speed and damage but increase AP. Simple drills are reworked/fixed. Base components slightly more durable, much more compact. Drill heads are much more durable. Steam drills are generally stronger against armor above stone. Simple drills are easy to place/rotate. Spinning rams are very efficient at low motor drive. Hydrofoils. Base force up by 50%. Health up from 85 to 150. Armor from 1 to 5. Cost from 3 to 10. Okay, hydrofoils are more expensive now. Now have the same drag custom rudders have. Turn rate increased from 40 degrees per second to 180 degrees per second, so they work a lot faster. Melee pack. Particle cannons. Particle accelerator cannons. Pack damage multiplier for melee lens. Reduced from 20 times to 10 times, so they've been nerfed a little bit. Let's just have a mob of marauders. Let's bomb marauders because it's fun. Missiles! Checks for invalid components added to missile loading and some other places where it was missing. Default missiles for newly placed launch pads improved. I suspect that means you can't... Hang on. Let's test that. I have a sneaky suspicion that one of my favorite tricks is not relevant in 2, 3, 4. Aha! Aha ha ha! Aha ha ha! No more easy placement of missile interceptors for us. But we can still... Oh, hello! Nope, we can't do that anymore. That's a whole bunch of tutorials I now need to mark as outdated. So we've got... turns out that, like, you can't do that anymore. You can't use... what do you call it? You can't use large interceptors at all anymore. Sad face. That's okay. It was a little bit silly anyway. Initial speed for Dropper's bomb option railgantry is reduced from 30 to 25 meters per second. Rams. Damage done by each individual ram impact is a function of impact speed and spinner mass. So, if you want to do more damage with rams, your sub-object has to be bigger. Okay, max kinetic energy stored in a spin block is a function of its mass and rotation speed. Ram in spin block tooltips added. Rams on other constructs and pistons use the energy of the main construct to do damage. Rams on spin blocks use up kinetic energy generated by the spin block for each hit. Spin block kinetic energy regenerates based on motor drive. ×1 rate is free. Motor drive can increase it to ×2 to ×11 the base rate. So basically, if you add motor drive to a spin ram, it regenerates kinetic energy more quickly. So it's not like energy-free damage anymore. You have to actually invest a bit, which is pretty good. Simple rudders, base force down to 20% the previous value, so they're much weaker. Health up from 85 to 600. Armor from 1 to 10. Weight up from 15 to 50. Cost up from 10 to 50. This is going to mess with all of my craft steering. Multiple simple rudders combined provide the same force as one, so they do not stack anymore. That's very important. They now have the same drag custom rudders have, and now they only work if they're up-down and forward-back axis matches the main construct. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. You can't, wait a minute. I want to see something quickly. Destroy everything. Do indeed believe that... let's see, where are you, Black Carrot? Unless it's been updated, things like this guy use rudders. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, confirmed. Houston, we have a problem. Rudders up-down axis not aligned to main construct, so you can't use rudders like this anymore. That's another tutorial that I need to go frickin' mark as outdated. Oh, no wonder more people don't make content on From the Depths. It's hard. The developers are busy. This thing is really fast though. Okay, that's nice. Let us... What should we do? Let's spawn in our friend again. I got distracted. Where is it? Test vehicles. And let's... There you are. And just blow up all the marauders, please. It's so noisy outside on the road today. Like, really, there's no excuse for this. Can we blow up rats? That would be nice. Where were we? Simple rudders. Yeah, UI. Custom rudder / control surface tooltips show how many custom blocks are in the given sheet and the sum of their current output. Force visualization helper in build mode now shows force. I can't read math. Force something 0.5 and line thickness for buoyancy is lower. Oh, easier to see what's going on in a vehicle. Hydroforce now show their force output. Did they not? They did that before. Simple rudder tooltip show how many simple rudders are on the ship and the base current force output. Alright, and then there's a whole bunch of fixes, which I'm not going to read out because I never do that. And we did blow something up, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay, so that's a whole bunch of stuff, and man, I need to flag a whole bunch of tutorials as slightly outdated now, or at least comment on them saying, guys, the rudders don't work that way anymore. That's the loudest truck in the world outside. Ugh. Ugh. Kaboom? No, not yet. We need more kaboom. Dang it. Alright, so... one thing I definitely want to show all you fine people, neglecting the fact that I'm a lazy boy when it comes to Steam, is firstly that these new propellers, or what do we call it? Okay, you stop that. You stop that right now. Right, these new propellers can be used underwater as like custom props, and it works just wonderfully. This is a hull I kind of just made out of a ready-made one. And you even get similar speeds to using regular propellers. And the way they move kind of looks better as well. So yeah, it's pretty nice actually. Also, you can make them nice and big. The other thing I want to show you lot is the difference to rams now. So... Darn it, spawned it too high. So, back in the day, a spin ram that looks like this would melt things completely. Now, slightly less so. You'll see that it doesn't melt things entirely when it has zero motor drive. So it just does this instead. Much more modest, and slightly less overpowered, although we are doing pretty decent damage. And now we're clipping through the thing, which makes things a little bit awkward. Now, if we do that again, but better, we can up the motor drive of this thing. Meow. Construct weight, you can see the tooltip there. RAM, you can see the damage done. Effective speed, blah blah blah. Now let's do that all again. Right here. Also, I have, this thing takes a lot of power, as it turns out. And now it's, making slightly more of a mess. It's still not as, powerful as they used to be. Because these things used to be, more than a little bit broken, actually. And the reason I wanted to show you that is to compare how this compares to the new drills, because the new drills are actually pretty nice. Let's go here, test vehicles. Test array. Simple drills. Why is my life like this? And then we spawn in the bastion again. Okay, it's hot. That's my excuse. All right. Ready, and you. So this drill is a fairly modest setup. It's not that big and very simple to set up. I should mention drill extensions are not collision proof, but it's okay. And this thing actually does better than. Well, let's actually hop on this so you can see how much power it's using. Not much. But it's actually pretty damn strong. Pretty darn strong indeed. And the drill bit fell off. But apart from that, I think it worked very well. So yeah, the new drills are much more compact, they're much more strong. That would have done absolutely nothing back in the day. But now it's doing something. And just showing off the... actually, let's load you in first. Load my thing right here. There we go. Okay. And steam drill. And I've been super lazy. Super lazy. And I've just mounted this on a steam motor thing, whatever the hell it's called. Let's watch Bastion and watch and turn that off. Why is life so hard? Okay, so now we have a great big drill, and it is going spin, spin, spin. This is controlled via custom controls, by the way. So when enemies are around, it starts spinning, and when enemies are not around, it stops spinning. And the crank motor goes crank, 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 and this actually does fairly decent damage. It goes poke, and in it goes. So these are actually considerably stronger than... wow, we actually AI-deaded it. These are considerably stronger than just spin block rams now. Spin block rams are the energy efficient option, whereas steam drills are the armor busting option, and simple drills are the simple, well, they're the simple option. So there's now niches for all these things. So that just about does it for this beta test 3.4.4. Just wanted to show you some of the bigger changes, and that'll do. I actually like it. Final thoughts, closing thoughts, I like it. It feels like the devs have been keeping an eye, and I don't want to blow my own horn here, have been keeping an eye on my videos and taking note of what is absolutely cheesy. So there's a bunch of stuff. So internal daddy blades are now not a thing anymore. Spin block rams are not as broken as they used to be. Wing propulsion, so putting wings on a spin block to propel it. It was fun while it lasted, but yeah, that's gone as well. And yeah, just a whole bunch of cheesy stuff is like no longer the case anymore, which I'm fine with. So on that merry note, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters, and I will see you next time in From the Depths Beta Test. Farewell.